Hi, welcome to the GenX Glam Gab channel here on YouTube. Whether you're new to the channel, whether you're coming back, welcome to everyone. I am your host, Mom in the Basement, hanging out with you, doing a little bit of glam, doing a little bit of gab, and today is no exception. Although I have a theme. I sometimes have a theme. All right, those that have watched me before, do you feel like I have a theme sometimes when I do these videos? Definitely during October Palooza when I was uploading a video every day because we asked a question of the day. We definitely had a theme on those days. But anyway, let's get into this video. The theme is Charlotte Tilbury. Shocker, if you've watched my video before, you know I'm a fan of Charlotte Tilbury. I'm a fan of the brand. I've amassed a pretty significant collection of Charlotte Tilbury. I use it quite often. There are some products in her line that I really just couldn't do without. But today I thought it would be fun to narrow it down to like my favorite top 10 Charlotte Tilbury products. And I've already gotten into it. So let me just tell you what I've done. I've used her glow toner because I do think out of all the toners that I have in my kit, and I have quite a few, that Charlotte Tilbury's Glow Toner is a must-have for me. It is definitely worthy of making my top 10. Now, moving on to serum, which would be the next step in skincare. I love my Charlotte Tilbury Elixir serum. Since I've bought it for the first time and used it, I've never ran out of it. I've always made sure I either have like, I'm using the deluxe size, or, I've got a full size on deck. I like to look for when Charlotte sells on her website. Every once in a while, she'll do a really smoking deal on, she'll sell the serum with a version of her magic cream, which we'll get to in a minute. And I snap it up because it's a good deal. And Black Friday and Cyber Monday are coming, and she is one of the most, she's one of the brands I'm looking forward the most to seeing what she is going to offer, because last year she did these really fun, affordable Christmas stockings. She was doing 2-for-1s on her 50 milliliter magic cream, which is where we're at now. So I used my, I happened to use my Guerlain Triple Lift Serum today. So I didn't go in with the Charlotte Tilbury serum. I had to narrow it down to 10 things. So, but I did go in with magic cream. I'm not going to miss an opportunity to use magic cream. I would say this is Charlotte's iconic, this is her showstopper. This is her OG product that just launched her into the stratosphere of, beauty empire mogul, if you will. She was making some version of this on her own when she was a celebrity makeup artist. She was using it on models who were just kept asking for it because they noticed that for whatever reason, this moisturizer, when Charlotte did their makeup using that moisturizer, their skin came out better on the other side. When you're in an industry where, your pores are constantly getting clogged with makeup, and you've run across a product where you can pretty much pinpoint, where you think the savior is, and then you figure out, oh, it's this cream that this this darling makeup artist is using all the time, and you give that feedback enough, somebody's light bulb might go off in their head and say, hey, this is worth investing in manufacturing and letting everyone else in on the magic. And that's exactly what Charlotte did. And this would be the product where if you'd say, pick one thing that you can keep and everything else has to go bye-bye from Charlotte's line, I would say, like, yeah, don't take away the magic. Please don't take away my magic cream. It is my favorite Charlotte Tilbury product. All right, what else have I used? I used my Wonder Glow primer. I don't always use a primer, but when I do use a primer, I like to reach for this because I feel like it's very universal. Like, I'm just going to swatch a little bit because I have already got it on my face. I have plenty on my face. I guess I could go along my jawline. But look, that just gives you a nice glow. It's not like you're turning like orange or yellow or a weird color. I think it's a very universal product for all tones. And yes, it made the top 10. I really, really like it. I haven't had to repurchase it yet, but I will repurchase it. I wish that they would make it in a mini. Like, let's talk about minis for a minute. I mean, I've talked about minis. I give away all different sorts of product sizes in my giveaways, from, small, like 1 milliliter samples like this, to, to 3 to 5 milliliter samples like this, to, deluxe size samples to full size samples. But I was talking with Barb W, Subby Barb W, earlier this week. I was really reacting to a comment she made, which I 100% agree with. 100% agree. You know, the brand should make more travel size, deluxe size products because we really don't like, especially for collectors, especially for people. And I think most of us are like this. We want a variety in our kit, right? So if we could buy majority of products in a mini, even our concealers, this is my Huda Beauty faux corrector. I love this stuff, but I rotate through other correctors and other concealers enough where, you know, I don't need the full size. I just wish we had more options. I'm with you, Barb. I wish we had more options from the brands on buying minis. Like, I wish that they would get around to it. I can only assume that they, you know, that's not out there at the scale we would like to see it at, you know, this production and sale of minis and deluxe size and travel size products, like it's not more of a norm because they want our money. They want us to buy the full size stuff. You know, that's the pickle we're in as consumers. So I don't know, but I'm with you. And it's good to have that consciousness to know, at least recognize, okay, I want minis. Like, and then you're on a narrow search. You have defined, you know, your consumer preference, and you kind of stick to it. You draw your line and you stick to it, and you'll find the stuff, you know, like we've talked about this before. A lot of times stuff, you know, that the brands are making, it seems like it's pretty, this is my magic. I'm just going to go in with this. This is what she calls her magic vanish, I believe. Magic Vanish. It's in the shade light. It's a color corrector. I'm just going to go in the areas where I normally would do my color correction. I've seen her tutorials that she does, well, I don't know, master classes, and she tends to use this product in so many different stages of her, you know, of her routines. So I'm going to put it on now. And I don't know why I pulled this out. And now I'm thinking, wait a minute, I didn't save a spot in my top 10 for her spray, for her setting spray, which is definitely one of my favorites. It is definitely, like, I don't know what to do. Should I say, I don't know what to sacrifice. But anyway, let me just close the loop on this, you know, discussion of minis. Like, yes, they should do that for us. We are between a rock and a hard place because we don't, you know, have a choice because all the brands don't make minis, which is probably on purpose because they're really just trying, you know, they don't really care that, you know, we don't use half of the product in a full size. They just care, you know, they're just looking at their bottom line, their sales. I don't know, that's so harsh, but I feel like that's it. Like, there's what, all is not fair in makeup and and companies that sell it to us. I don't know. All right, so that's just a little bit for now because, you know, I pulled out my Beautiful Skin foundation. I don't use a lot of foundation, but I think out of all my foundations, I do like this one the best. And I'm not going to go deep with it. This is in the shade 2N. And I expect to see maybe some gifts with purchase of her Beautiful Skin foundation during Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I mean, she's done it in the past. She's given away this Beautiful Skin foundation with, you know, minimum spends on her website. It leads me to believe she's got a fair amount in her inventory, and it may be coming our way, you know, during the holidays, like a little bit of a carrot dangling in front of us to buy, you know, buy and get something free with it. I mean, she is quite generous, I think, with her gifts with purchase. I mean, they're even, you know, if it's not a full-size product, you know, like we've got here, which is how I got this one. That's how I got 2N. I got my 1N at Winners. I saw it marked down. I saw it marked down to like $30 because this normally retails, I don't know if it's in the $44 or $52 price point range. But the first one I got on sale at Winners, it's a little bit light for me. I do prefer the 2N, and the 2N was free gift with purchase, you know, during one of my shopping sprees on Charlotte's app. So let's just get the Beautiful Skin foundation down. It is supposed to have that, like, feels like skin vibe, and it does for me. I guess that's why I like it, and I guess that's why I decided to put it in my top 10, because I don't feel like it's caking at all. You know, it's not pilling, of course. I would be pretty mad at Charlotte right now after using all of pretty much her products if I was having a pilling situation, but I'm not. And let me just lean in a little bit for you so you can see where we're at. I don't like to just use, you know, the Magic Vanish as my only color correcting, because I like to say I have my vintage skin. So I do tend to be my own bit of a mad scientist when it comes to underneath my eyes, what I like to blend down there, but but I don't really care. It's not like it's not like the end of the world, right? I have so much fun when I use my Charlotte Tilbury stuff. I just really do. So we're sticking with this top 10, although like I said, I did jump in with a different serum. But there was no, I set my own rules down here. I set my own rules. And that means I could use a different setting spray if I want, because you know, we're at 4 right now. Where'd the glow go? We're at 4 products. I've used my Wonder Glow toner here. I've used my Wonder Glow primer. I've used my Magic Cream, and I've used my Magic Vanish, and I used some of my Beautiful Skin Foundation, which I really need to put the top on. I was debating whether this Charlotte Tilbury Mini Hollywood brush counts as one of my things, but I don't think so. It's a tool. It's a tool. So it's like my beauty blender. But this little mini of her Hollywood complexion brush was actually part of the, here we go, gotta put our tops on, was actually part of the 2023 Advent calendar. And I really wish that she would have given us a brush in the 2024. I was kind of looking forward to that. I was kind of hoping anyway. But that's okay. We got one last year. It's really nice. It's held up. Haven't lost any bristles in washing it. It's so soft. It's like an advanced, I think she said advanced synthetic bristles on this thing. I have it in the full size too, which took me a while to buy. Like I used this for well over a year before, well, no, okay, close to a year, about a year before I went ahead and I pulled the trigger on a full size. All right, what do we have left? I want to go in, you know, Charlotte's bronzer isn't my favorite, okay? I did get this, again, on a deal. It was a 2-for-1. I've given away the other one because I couldn't use it, and it was in the medium shade. This is in the shade light. It was Emily D. Emily D, subby Emily D. If you've been working with your giveaway of the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, let us know. Let us know. I don't know. I try to follow your videos because you're following my videos, but I love watching your videos, and I kind of have been like looking, has she used it yet? Has she used it yet? But as we know, those of us that are hanging out online, sharing our products and our experiences and just gabbing, you know, about what we like to do at our glam stations. There's, as much as we're on here gabbing, we're on at our glam stations 10 times more, just messing around, you know, talking to ourselves. I do tend to do that. Come on, let's admit it. Everybody does. All right, so this, it's not my favorite creamy bronzer, I guess is what I'm saying, but I did want to throw it into my top 10 because I feel like it does have a spot there. And, you know, it's not my complaint, and this goes back to sizing. Make it smaller. You know, I would love it to be the size of, where'd my Magic Vanish go? My Magic Vanish. This, you know, I would love it for it to be this size. Why not make it this size? Because I'm afraid that now this thing's been open for a year, and if we subscribe to the same theory that, you know, the customer service folks at Charlotte Tilbury said when I wrote and asked, like, how long, you know, can I keep my Magic Cream unopened, you know, before it's, you know, gonna be expired? And the answer was, as long as it doesn't hit the air, it should be good for 12 months. Is that the same? You know, is that the same for a product like this? Because it's going on a year now. And I don't, you know, obviously, and they also did say, like, if you're using a product and your face starts to break out, you know, take a step back and figure out, you know, what it is that's triggering the breakout, and cease and desist to use. So far, this bronzer is not causing me any breakouts, so I'm going to keep using it. All right, that was product number 6 from Charlotte Tilbury. Let's go in with her. This is her 5-minute face kit. You get it anymore, but it's just really one of my favorite kits in here. She's got a lip and cheek stick. She has like an eye pencil, not eye pencil, like, yeah, like it's like a eyeshadow stick in a lovely shade of brown, which I love. And then she has a highlighter, which, you know, I'm not counting this as one product. We're counting this as 7 and 8. We're gonna go in a little bit here with the eye pencil, eyeshadow. I don't know. Let's just call it a crayon. I'm just dusting it. Remember, this is 7 and 8. So we got 9 and 10 if you're counting. I'm just going to blend that in a little bit. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe it was a mistake to use that eye crayon as counting it as one of my 10. But I do think it's a nice sort of creamy base. It sticks. It has decent staying power. And I don't, you know, my goal always, and I say this, is by the end of the day, for my makeup to sort of organically, I don't know, just dissipated from my face. So then when I do my cleaning at night, when I go to wash my face, at the end of the day, I'm not scrubbing, you know, and really working, you know, working my skin to get stuff out of it. It should just be like a nice cleansing balm, gentle cleanse, and then maybe a an exfoliation. All right, let's go in now with the lip and the cheek stick. Let's get it on. I think it's a beautiful color. I think it's a nice sort of like, I don't even know if it's supposed to be a version of her Pillow Talk, but I really like this shade, like this deep sort of mauvish shade. It is probably supposed to be, oh, why is that light on? I don't want that light on. I'm glowing. Yeah, I like it a lot. I like this shade a lot. And we're gonna go in and we're gonna put it on the cheeks, and I'm probably going to pat some of it up here, just what's on my fingers, get that monochromatic look going that I really like. And after this, we are looking at some powder. I don't even feel like I don't use highlighter often, but I don't even feel like I need any highlighter. I'm getting a lot of glow from that primer. I've got, you know, some glow from the toner, even to some degree that Magic Cream moisturizer gives off a tiny bit of glow. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm feeling like I just got the pops of color that I want. I actually have a base down, which I don't have every day, which kind of smooths me out a little bit more. All right, let's see. We have 2. We're on 9 and 10. This is one of her like Hollywood duos. It is I guess this is technically, this falls in her highlighter category because they tend to give a little bit of shine. I am not a fan of her powder bronzer. I would never buy this again. Again, huge. Why can't it be in this size? Why, Charlotte? Please come out with like a very inclusive and expansive line of minis. I think you would have people lining up out the door to get that. All right, I was gonna just brush a little bit of these sort of like, I don't know, bronzers, but I know that they're gonna give a little bit of glow on my lids and, you know, make some big roundy marks, you know, smooth out some edges here. And then I'm gonna go in with my compact, with my setting powder. And that's it. I'm gonna be out the door. I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you know, you're well and your family is well. If you're watching this real time, you know, we're creeping up here on the holidays, and I hope that everyone's enjoying that spirit that's out in town. Because before we know it, they'll be here and gone. We'll be looking at the spring, and then we will be, I know, I'm stretching on this, but guys, I am always thinking about summer. As soon as, like, even when I'm in summer, it's my favorite month. I never did ask that during our questions of the day in October. What's your favorite season? I mean, mine would definitely be summer, because it's when it's when I personally save up most of my time off from the year and just hang out with my family, you know, hang out at the lake, and yeah, just true family time. Tech detox, not really online too much, You know, we have other things to do to keep us busy. No eyeliner, no mascara, because they're not even in my favorite genres of products. So I didn't want to burn using one of them in my top 10. I'm gonna set everything with my Tear. This is actually a fantastic setting powder. Setting spray. Sorry, if you haven't found the Tear brand yet, that's a whole nother conversation, but we can have it, or you can go back through the GenX Glam Gab archives and look for some Tear stuff. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're well. I hope you enjoyed this video, my top 10 favorite Charlotte Tilbury products, and take care, and I'll see you soon.